Alright guys, welcome to my channel, Mr. Ade Ayobet Predicts. So in today's video, we'll be looking into how you can calculate odd probability and to know the percentage of the possible outcome of games that you guys are selecting. So there are steps. It is actually a very simple mathematical steps or method that you can apply to know the percentage of possible outcomes of the games that you guys are picking. So already I have some markets in my bet slip that I'm going to be applying this particular method on, and also I'll be checking the average percentage of the market that these particular teams or match have been playing all together. So now on my bet slip I already have 18 games, all are over 1.5 goals, and with different odds. Some are 1.06, 1.27, 1.19, 1.17. So this is the reason why sometimes the lower the odds, the high chance of winning, and the higher the odds, the low chance of winning. But in some cases, because sports games may not be predictable sometimes, and lower odds can still spoil or damage tickets. So we are going to look into some of these games and we are going to calculate the odds to see the probability of the outcome. It is just based on division and multiplication. Now we have some games here. We have most of these games are predicted as over 1.5 goals. Some are under the German league, and we know that in German games most times they score goals very well. But I have some mix of League One games too, and also some La Liga games and England games. So we have all our over 1.5 goals at odd of 18 odd, at odd of 18 odd. So now let's first go for the first games and let's start the process. It's a very simple method, very simple method. So now we have the first game here, and initially when I first started playing games on Sportybet, I happens to look into their head-to-head news and try to restrict myself to certain percentage of a certain percentage of my possible outcome of the games of over 1.5 goals. And under that we have the head-to-head new, and this particular process I'm sure some of us are not really new to this particular method of checking their head-to-head new to check their average percentage of over 1.5 goals. So for example, this particular match we are having the average percentage of over 1.5 goals as 86%, and actually I love going for anything that is above 80%. Also at worst situation I always go for maybe probably 79%. So now let us look at the odds that the bookmakers provide for this particular game. So normal note, if I want to go for these games, I can say that okay, I'm going for over 1.5 goals, yes. But let us now look at the odd provided by the bookmakers. So you will now be the one to determine if the percentage of the possible outcome based on the odd, if you are satisfied with it, then you can go for the games. So now we have 1.27 for the first game here, and this particular game is under the German league. So now the first thing that you need to do if you want to calculate the odd is that you need to go to your calculator. So now we have the odd as 1.27 odd. All right, so what you just need to do is just to divide 1 by 1.27 odd, which happens to be the actual odd of the game allocated by the bookmakers. Though we've checked the average point of the over 1.5 goals that they've been scoring, and now the bookmakers are offering 1.27 odd for it. So just type 1 divided by 1.27, which happens to be the odd, multiplied by 100. So by multiplying it by 100, we are having 78.7400 blah blah blah. So now let's assume that this particular figure, the first two figures before the point, happens to be the percentage of the possible outcome of the game, which is 78%, and the average total points percentage for the over 1.5 goals happens to be 86. So 78 percentage of possible outcome is not really bad actually. So let us check another games and let's see. So for the next game under the same league, by match for Bayern Munich, the odd provided by bookmakers for the over 1.5 goals is very small, odd of 1.06 odd. Actually, the reason for that is because this particular game has the high probability of coming out as over 1.5 goals, because checking their head-to-head new, you guys will see that the average point for the over 1.5 goals happens to be 93%. And if you check the odd allocated by the bookmakers also, you guys will realize that this particular odd is very small. Now let us check the odd to know if actually this particular odd meets the average point of the over 1.5 goals, because we have the average point of the over 1.5 goals for the match as 93%, and the odd allocated to it by the bookmakers happens to be 1.06%. Now let us go to our let us all right, let's go to our calculator and see what we have there. So very simple, just 1 divided by 1.06 multiplied by 100. So now the percentage that we are currently having for this particular game happens to be 94% for based on the odd allocated by bookmakers. So you can see that the odd allocated by bookmakers is actually correlating with the average total points of their over 1.5 goals, which give us an insight that these particular games we actually end up as over 1.5 goals. Very high, there's very high probability of it coming out as over 1.5 goals. But we only know that in a situation like this, if odds like this caught, it just happen. It's just based on luck. That means the luck aspect is not on that particular game, but naturally the game are expected to end up as over 1.5 goals. Now this is the same process that you guys can actually go for other games in this particular tickets or in any other tickets that you guys are trying to pick. So we are having odd that are around 1.12 odd, 1.17 odd, 1.10 odd, 1.16 or 1.26 odd, and even 1.30 odd. So these particular odds are based on probability that probability of outcome, and based on the evaluation of the bookmakers, like what they are expecting. So if you want to check the percentage of the possible outcome of games based on the odds provided by the bookmakers, this simple step is actually very good for you to make use of. But if you want to check for the over 1.5 goals, and if you don't want to do your manual analysis, because when it comes to predicting over 1.5 goals, I also like to make use of my manual analytical method to get my outcome, to get my market or odds or predictions on over 1.5 goals. But if I don't want to stress myself, I'll just click on games and go on to the head to head new, and to check the over 1.5 goals average total points. And that's all. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and in case you are just joining us, please kindly click on the bell so that we are going to be getting the notification whenever we drop any new updates on betting guide and betting strategies. Like our video, drop your comments in case you have any questions regarding this particular video. See you guys in the next video. Bye.